So, hi, welcome back everyone. We are going to play the true ending now. I played the game multiple times, really, a lot of times. You can tell. I made several saves, even had a system in it, and then the system crashed. I even know where I saved what, and I had to redo it, just get my memory freshened up again. And so we got here the true and the part of the true ending, which is the only way to save Kylie really from getting murdered. Because if we don't do that, if we, for example, let Hannah get possessed, yeah, then oh dear, Hannah is going to be at the end of the video twisting Kylie's head. And we don't want that, do we? So the only way to do it is getting true ending, and how to unlock that door is three people have to die. And those three people are, of course, our dear Hannah. Sorry, Hannah. What was her name again? Marianne. Marianne has to die as well. And unfortunately, Ashton too. That's what's going to be in this ending. I've played plenty of hours. This game takes so long. It's fun to play though, so if you want to play, you can find it on Steam. You can... Well, I got mine on Steam. You can also play on your mobile phone. And I will drop some links in the description of the video if you are interested in it, so you can find it easier if you want to play it as well. But here we go. The true ending. It's November 1st. It's Tuesday. True ending. Come our way, please. He inspired the unfamiliar voices and wanted to touch some shadows lurking in the dark, rousing the slow, arduous process. Difficult, every limb heavy with lead. No matter my aversion for the words they murmur in my ears or the sight of a horrid smile from afar, my body refuses to yield. I am at their mercy. Just going to get a relationship quickly out of the way. Journal, just going to click it away. As you see, I dropped Hannah's pretty low, which got her killed. I'm at their mercy, beyond fathomable reason. My consciousness refuses to pull off the waking world, choosing to linger in the pits of a dream, gradually drawing me deeper into unknown depths. Somehow, even if it might mean I may never open my eyes, I allow them.
You do not belong there, my love.
Not that I mind getting a few extra hours of course. The bed's more than comfortable as it is, after an exhausting day yesterday. Babysitting Kylie and the stress of finding an intruder in my home. I think I deserve a little break every once in a while, especially after going through all that in a single day. I can only be on the receiving end of so many unacceptable things within the span of a few hours, you know. As gracious a host and person I am, my patience has its limits too. Although there's still a problem with Hannah, I haven't forgotten that, of course, but that's why I hired Strogan. He's competent enough. He won't even last a day in my service if he's any lesser than those half-wits who think they can deceive me with sweet words. He's more than capable of working on his own without guidance. Let the butler take care of that little problem with Hannah, while Hannah's body's still missing. Hannah's still missing, and the trespasser's still out there.
You do not need her. I am here. We are here. This is where your home is. Where you belong. For all that blood you've shed.
I really find that voice creepy.
Come back to us.
How long has it been since? Your Hans has never taken this long before.
Surely there should have been an update by now, right?
So why isn't there?
No. Please don't go.
Bloody hell, the cretins I've surrounded myself with.
And isn't it enough reason to force myself out of bed? As it has always been the case. Uh-oh. My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains. Only be greeted by a blinding flash of light, and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. Strong gusts of wind will occasionally burst in from the open balcony door, bringing drizzles of gold rain into the room. I must have left it open earlier before dozing off. The carpet on the floor closer to it is already drenched. Our closets. Hannah would be crossed if she were still here. Not that it's an immediate problem. If anything, it's this power outage we should be minding first. With the intruder still at large, staring through this darkness might be far more fatal than multiple stab wounds or gunshot to the chest.
Oh, great. The power's still out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
It's this storm, of course. I should have moved back to the penthouse. The weather, it in a much more comfortable setting. Already, I can hear the creak and groans of this old place as rain beats against the windows.
Johannes, has someone been sent to check the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Johannes?
Silence.
Schroken!
It's not an
Someone!
answer, dude.
Anyone?
Still nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really a wonder why he hasn't fixed this yet. Was it really out that long? Can be. It has only been a few hours after midnight. The time on my wristwatch is anything to go by. Unless I have forgotten to change it again after that last overseas trip a month ago. The delay is understandable. He went looking for Hannah, as he promised. But bloody hell, my safety is also at stake here. Cursing, I stay still. Let my eyes dry and adjust to the darkness while my hands fumble for my slippers. If that butler is going to fix this, I may as well order security posted outside to do it. It's probably just a blow of fuse. Anyone with a brain can repair one. Grabbing my jacket and with footwear finally on, I made for the door. Although in haste, I pause brief when a gleam catches my eye. One of my drawers underneath the clutter I've yet to organize. The muzzle of a gun peeks out. Hannah has never openly commented my possession of it. But I know she does not approve of it, knowing the bloody firearms policy in this nation. Of course, I've not found much use for it in the 7 years we've been together. Otherwise, she would have already had it thrown out years ago. Doesn't mean it won't be useful right now. Without second thought, I seize it, seeing the stuff piled above it on the floor. Whatever. I'll get it later. This black cat problem should be resolved first. Right next to my missing security detail, as it turns out.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
They ran off? There were two, weren't there? Scroken had 2 blokes posted to stand guard for the night. I might be panicking for a bit earlier, but I'm quite sure I haven't gotten to delusional yet. What? Did both of them decide to take a break? Because they think their master's already sound asleep and won't be looking for them?
Damn nitwits.
I know assassinations happen very rarely these days, even less in a peaceful city like Luxbourne. But bollocks! There's been a woman going in and out of this place uninvited, who may or may not want to put a knife in my back. Is that enough reason to stay on alert? I'm very certain Shogun won't just enlist their help just for this power outage, only leave me unprotected. We have a difficult friendship, so to speak, but I doubt that the man is an opportunist. I'm holding the lives of his family in my hands after all. He knows what I'm capable of doing. He's not stupid enough to do anything that'll endanger them and save only himself. So where then? Only my footsteps echo along dark passages, and I am left gripping the handle of my pistol for some sort of comfort. Without proper lighting and with the storm still raging outside, The stories I've heard about this place seem to have some truth to it. Some. If I'm reaching a wish to entertain myself for a bit, I'll say there might also be ghosts whispering in my ears, calling. Of course, it's just the wind and the trees rustling outside. Nothing could have come of allowing these thoughts to linger when problems are piling up in front of me, one after another. Especially with what greets me once I get to the foyer. Though it's dark, the large windows illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. And from where I stand on top of the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. I'm no stranger to caught playing dirty. The smart ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. And if one of this rock sort is in on this, I'm not surprised too. But Lily, the estate agent, doesn't seem to sort. And Daisy too. What would Kai think of a Miss Pink if the poor Taiki finds out about this? To top it all off, they all have the nerve to look surprised when I announce my presence.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers. What is wrong with these people? Did they really think I'll be fine with them walking into my home like this? What are you even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hannah's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
They must have a motive.
Make them pay.
And it better be a good one.
For all the wrong they've done to us.
Or a bullet to the head is the least all of them will deserve.
Let's see. A photographer, a high school teacher, and a real estate agent walk into a mansion.
Down there, crackers once again, cutting me off. This time it sounds hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. All is deadly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, and slowly make my way towards them, taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. I suppose there's something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. I kinda like it, to be honest. Adds something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like the villain now. But short of me getting close to them, a noise to my left distracts me, briefly holding my movements while curiosity takes over every murmur in my head. It's a good thing, perhaps, I did, because as soon as I look up, I see him. Another trespasser. Great. This is about to jump down from furniture that has somehow ended up piled and blocking the door to the parlour. What happened here? And did you really think it's right to do that in other people's house? Loot.
Teach him, my lord. Put him in his place.
My hands already moving before any rational can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else would they be here together? Doesn't matter, he won't let the people he cares about be harmed. My finger on the trigger is more than itching to shoot, but I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hand. His lives in my hand.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
I can tell the exact moment realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face. Soon his feet hits the floor and he looks up. He's already a prey trapped by his own recklessness.
Pathetic.
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please what?
Becca's right, sir. We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Tut, not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that, I can't just risk it. The thought of having more dead bodies here, it's already quite too much. It'll literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feathers wastes no time trying his own gun at a slight wave of my own. Even he knows it's already too late. Still he glares at me. Still he fights back.
Now, Feathers. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in him like I'm hoping. Just an annoyance flickering shortly before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate the most. Even if their failures already clawing down at them, mocking every wordless move they make, they have the impudence to stare people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Annoying most of the time, like a damn pest he can be rid of. But to some degree it is commendable. I'll give him that. After all, we're almost the same in regard. Almost. I'm still a better person, of course. He tells me to put the gun down, but I see no reason why I should. I'm a homeowner. In defense of my own home, I have the right to, I'd like to think. Questionable permit of firearms aside, it's not like I wanted this. But I'm already high-strung and their presence does not help. Bloody peasants! I can never seem to figure how their minds fully work. And I should have also expected he won't let this end in this kind of standstill.
Sorry about this. I really don't have time for you.
Oof, that's the decision I made. A short lapse, that's all it is. One moment of letting my guard down, and before I can react, he fires 2 shots in quick succession. A sound crackling through the empty foyer, almost as loud as a storm raging outside, breaking the tense air in the room. Pain explodes my wrist, no 2 seconds later. Just a graze, however. It is enough to cause my fingers to tense and the pistol slides to the floor with dull thud.
Why, you insolent!
The next moment happens in a blur. In the following second, I am being tackled bodily to the ground, backing the cold floor hard and an arm pinning me down by the knee. There's a fleeting minute of panic and struggle while I try to untangle myself from him. But before he manages to knock me out, and then a scream, a wail piercing the thick air. Shrill and sharp enough for the both of us to cover our ears and hunker down on our knees. And with each sharp note beating harsh against my head, other images again. Faces and voices are utterly unfamiliar, seeping into every crevice, turning sinister with each shift. They are not mine, but they might as well be with how vivid and crisp they appear. Over and over they all flash by my eyes until I become unbearable. Pounding, dropping, thudding against my skull. Worse than a headache and hangover can give. Bloody hell, take a hangover over this, any day. A haze begins to fill my vision as black spots dance around the corners of my eyes. Besides me, a detective suddenly moves, shouting a name I don't quite hear, and then... The next second he falls, down on one knee, desperately trying to keep himself up with that strength he has left. But eventually his own body gives in, taking the horrified lady down with him, muttering quietly to her as something distinctly red flows from his body. Blood? This man is supposed to be dead yet. He isn't supposed to. I didn't shoot him. I'm sure of it. So what killed him? What in bloody blazes is going on here? Is it so wrong to just want a quiet night when nothing needs attending to? Just one normal night. Quickly everything has turned crazy with perilous happenings that are hard to explain. But it seems that when it comes to me, that is always around the corner. I want to look him over. This is going to cause more problems. All the screaming and crying for a detective who's died for no apparent reason is giving me a migraine. I need to get all these people out of my house, one way or the other. But in the blurry mess of my vision, none of this registers enough to compel my body to move. Nothing does, except a voice unexpectedly ringing above the discord, and when I finally get the strength to look up, everything falls away into the background. All that matters is her.
I told you, didn't I? Everything you're doing is useless, Ashton Frey. And now you're dying. Meddlesome fool.
Hannah? You're not supposed to be here.
For a moment, I wonder if it had been me who had died and not her. After all, that can be the only logical explanation as to why I hardly draw breath while she stands there. Of course, another logical explanation would be that I'm high and it is a really, really bad trip. Either reason doesn't suit me. Though it can't very well be the former. Even from down here I could see the blood that stains the dress. Seeing that makes me feel as if my hands are covered in them once more. Warm and sticky, sweet and sickly.
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. You look so upset. Are you not happy to see me?
But let's be honest here. Any explanation, any reason as to why a dead woman walks once more is a bad one to me. Especially when it's one that I've killed. I mean, how even?
How can this be? You're...
Do you not find my presence desirable anymore, my love?
What sort of sick joke is this?
Tell me what's wrong, my dear prince. Does my presence leave you so speechless?
She says with a smile on her face, deep and forced. A dead body spot doesn't seem as malleable as they would be on a living human. She takes a step forward, and her movements are stiff and choppy, like a corpse being forced into position despite the rigor mortis, like the corpse that she should be. I find my voice once more when she takes a careful step forward. Just the thought of that thing approaching just makes my skin crawl. She stops to listen, fixated on my voice and on my words.
No, you're not. You're not supposed to be here. You can't be here. You're dead.
That I killed you is left unsaid, considering present company.
And I have returned. For you. You don't have to do this. You can still have it all, Luke. Just please, don't you love me? We would have been so beautiful.
I can still hear her pleas as she begs me not to be rid of her. Not once have I forgotten this particular crime of my own. No matter how much I wash my hands, I can still see her blood on them. She's dead. It's an irrefutable fact, and nothing short of the devil would bring her back.
Why are you acting this way, my love? Does this not make you happy?
I feel like there's something lodged in my throat, and my heart feels like it's being set on with how tight my chest feels.
Of course I'm happy to see you again, Hannah. Of course I love you, Hannah. But how do I know you're... How do I know you're you, darling?
Whatever do you mean? You look perturbed. Why not come here? I can make you feel better.
If by act of some malevolent god she was back, I don't think she would take too kindly to what I had done to her. This certainly isn't what I would expect. Not a fixated gaze or these loving words. There's no accusation in them, no anger, when Hannah has every right to look at me so. My guilt is overshadowed by the oddity of these illogical circumstances.
No. Stay where you are. Stay back. Don't go near me. Don't touch me.
It is that rejection which turns her expression absolutely fearsome, and everything turns to complete and utter shite. Hannah's body shudders and shakes as if she is about to have a seizure. The visage repels and changes. Golden yellow hair is slowly stained with inky black, and her face melts into that of the woman, the maid from before, with a menacing expression on her face. Along with it is a shifting of the very ground we stand on. It's a slow thing, a whisper, more than bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan. Blood runs from the ceiling, growls down the walls and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it's just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of the thunder and the lodging of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere, echoing throughout the now hurried malls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a myriad of horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. Even Daisy, wise woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it, clinging desperately to Lillian Steele, who stands protectively in front of the two. I suppose it only makes sense for the men to take on that role when their friend is gone. Something to hold on to when there seems to be no end in sight of this insanity. If anything, it only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me. Oh my God. Please, somebody. Anybody. Who are you? Stay away. No. Stay away. Stay away.
Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
I'm sorry.
The screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Until there is nothing but silence, a horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me. Calling, beckoning, pleading. I'm terrified, I really am, like I should be, but I've never been one to truly stay afraid. I've long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive. Not like rage does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There's no difference now.
Stay away from me.
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood you shed. The very same one that now taints this house, along with many others.
I did not do this. You lie. I did nothing.
What of her then? Your wife, your sunshine. Doesn't her blood already stain these halls? Stain your hands?
Then Hannah's really... You're the one who... You killed her. Your own wife!
She's lying!
The words sound so familiar. Just a few days ago, I spouted the same ones that the vile woman who ruined everything. If I were that Munter, that harlot. But it's no use. A seed has already been planted in their heads. Defending myself, especially against the likes of him, is pointless. Bloody hell, even Daisy now looking at me with the same revolting stares people have given me once they know of my death.
So it's true then? With Hannah? Hannah, Luke?
I don't know what she's talking about. Are you that gullible, Daisy? Do you really believe the words of a murderer? She killed your friend over there.
Now you deny it. Pointing fingers, aren't we? You see, my love, no difference. No difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes. Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She, the monster, reaches out again. Her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct, stumbling back one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I'm nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. There's nothing for me here, not anymore. Nothing to keep tied to this place. If Hannah gone, sure can likely taken by this woman as well. Nothing except to bind me to this wrecked city. How about Kai then? I can leave, I can. My foot steps on something, sent me sliding on my back and fell on the floor. Beside me, a paper familiar one follows down. It's this thing again from the open house that feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat than with recent events. It must have fallen from the detective in the commotion earlier, and with its owner having died a gruesome death, now it simply bears its equally grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me! Help me! Help me! This is it! What have you been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to shite because of some stupid old letter? An invitation indeed. One I am not willing to accept, not any time. On the top of the stairs, the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward. The smile ever leaving her, but I don't. I won't give her the chance. I am not dying here. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic gasps and worried glances from Daisy's friends, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door and, without warning, the door swings open, bringing out the mansion grounds like I'm expecting. Before my mind can ever comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream when darkness completely envelops us upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love.
Ooh.
You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
So the creature and Hannah became one then. Well, creature and Charlotte. There's a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement, using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do to me, now that they know what I've done. There's only 4 of us in this room, 3 of them, friends at that, and only me. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Despite the pleading looks Lily shoots my way while they are all huddled in a corner behind the steel, I have to remind myself that even people like her are capable of being the unpleasant. She's only human, after all. It's never an excuse why even Hannah has her cunning manipulative moments, but she does it much subtler than I. Why else would Lily show this letter to us the day of not to save herself? I guess it backfired on her now that she and her own friends are also stuck here. Still, I have every right to be livid. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. My wife, my children, all because the people came into our lives.
You 3, all of you. This is all your fault. If I've died to this bloody curse, I'm taking you all down with me.
Hey now, Mr. Wright. I know the situation ain't good, but we have to calm down. We're all in the same boat here.
You shut your mouth. If it weren't for you, for this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened. Hannah would still be.
Suddenly, Daisy steps up and steps a knife away from my hand.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare put that blame on us.
Without batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off, and in this instant, said knife slides uselessly on the table, out of my reach. She would expect that she's not the kind to submit even on the threat. For all the black man's height right now, all of us appear smaller, facing her anger.
Last I checked, we're not the one whose hands have been stained with his wife's own blood.
And what about your friend over there? Are you saying she is responsible for this mess? For the lives this sorry letter took? Dragging other people into her own problems just so she could save her little sorry self? You think I haven't seen that before? Getting real tired of your double standards, Daisy.
You know this curse is an entirely different issue from what you've done, Luke. Because, knowing you, I don't doubt that even without that blasted letter, you would have eventually... Rebecca, stop! All of you stop this!
To hear Lily speak out loud, I can't say I'm not surprised. She has always given me the impression of someone so meek from the moment I've met her, either from her inexperience or her station in life. She has never struck me as someone fitting to be a real estate agent. If anything, that meltdown she had during the open house had only proven my assumptions. Until now. Quietly she puts herself between me and Daisy, cutting with that first, catching words with yet to hurl at the other. The way she glares at me, it reminds me little of the way my own mom would look at me, particularly when I've done something wrong. And it's not a stare she's unused to showing. She has done this before, probably to a younger sibling. She only sees us now as a pair of squabbling kids and not too mature adults. Well, that's only to be expected. No doubt that's how she sees us. For a long moment, there's only silence in the room. Still, the big oaf doesn't even dare break it, merely watching the three of us behind two women who he towers over significantly. Too soft. Not that it matters when Lily starts speaking again, after some of the anger and tension has lifted from the room.
Stop this, please! With or without that damn piece of paper,
A deep breath, an exhale, and then she closes her eyes. A crease forms between her eyebrows while she grasps her hand tightly in front of her.
We still would have ended up in this mess.
The atmosphere that descends in the room right after that. Admission is anything but pleasant. Can I call it that? An admission? It seems like it from the way her eyes nervously flick between her friends and I. She appears to know more than she lets on, and how she makes herself appear smaller after dropping the bomb on us doesn't sit quite well with me. And patience is something I don't have the luxury of having right now and bestowing upon other people. What else does this girl know? What else is she not telling us? Because from the looks of this, even her friends has no idea what she's talking about. Unwilling to wait, I grab her arm before she retreats without explanation, leaving the letter still in my hand in front of her.
Ow! Sir, you're hurting me!
Luke, will you stop taking it out on every single person?
Your friend is hiding something, Daisy.
She struggles for a moment, but my hold eventually forces her to look up at me. Fear and uncertainty spreads across her features, especially when her eyes land on the damned lead paper. As much as I want to be considerate right now, I want answers.
What do you mean, Lily?
I'm not sure about it.
Don't give me that, you know something!
Ow! Please, sir. I know the paper's useless, okay? Those people they mentioned in the news lately, all those who died, my co-workers, the open house clients, none of them had seen it, even Rose, and yet they're all dead. I should know, sir. That letter has been with me since I picked it up, and I swear I didn't make copies of this thing. Even if I wanted to save myself, I wouldn't do that to my friends, or anyone.
And yet we're all here! Are you taking me for a fool, Lily?
We would have ended up here either way. Maybe? I really don't know. Sir, please. All I know is that paper isn't the reason why all of this is happening. There's something else that...
This place.
Steele has been quiet this entire time. The sound of him talking, however whispered it is, still manages to catch us all off guard. We all pause, turning to him with likely the same question in our eyes.
What?
I just remembered something, a friend told me. You know, Stuff about ghosts or curses. You probably don't want to hear it.
No, it might be something. What about this place, Zach? Maybe it's also the reason why Ash went here.
There's still a moment of hesitation in him, but the mention of their dead friend appears enough reason to spur him into speaking.
Remember what I told you the last time you and Ash visited? A few days ago?
A pause while he allows Lily to remember. Soon enough, whatever it is dawns on her, and her face lights up with something like hope. Of all things in this nightmare, hope. Her head snaps up, and she reaches for Steele's arm to give it a squeeze. A reassurance? A confirmation? The meaning is lost even to Daisy, who glances at them baffled.
Belle, what are you... Becca, it's this place. Think about it.
Then they proceed to tell some ridiculous narrative about the supernatural. Stories about ghosts, legends, curses born out of great anger and pain, whatever else people use to scare children. Not that I believe any of it, as if knowing will help. Bunch of loons, these people, officially off their rockers. To think I'll be stuck in this nightmares with people like them? What they ever do to the world? Of course, it's all absurd until...
I think it's just like what the professor guy said. Just like that old story. This mansion and some other thing might be keeping her here. You know, something he wanted in life, but never got to have. Something like that.
Something like Luke?
Or maybe it's not something, Zachary.
Someone. To who doesn't have to be uttered that loud. There's only one person in this room who that woman calls after. Every single one of them has heard it. Bloody hell, it's the reluctant shift in Daisy's eyes when they flicker over to me, though only briefly. She's also holding information on her own, or perhaps a realization she just had. Doesn't matter. I know when people have slowly started to turn on me. How do they think I lost in this cutthroat world? Betray them before they do the same thing to you. Put a knife in their back before they can act. Kill or be killed. Survival in a nutshell. Why did they think I put Hannah out of the picture before she can cry for help and ruin everything? What now? Are they going to throw me at a creature? See what happens to save themselves? I am no fool.
No. You're all in on this, aren't you? Of course! Of fucking course!
Luke, that isn't what I...
My hands are already on the door, pushing it open before she finishes. Betray or not, this isn't anything new. They may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually, trapped in this nightmare, the first thing to do is put a distance between us before a plan even hatches in their minds. There's 3 of them. Only one of me. I have to get out of here, find an exit to this place, or a way to get rid of each of them. But karma, the damn thing seems to be at work here. Because when the door swings open, I'll bow into the next room. There's only a reminder of the blood I've shed, of her, of them.
You don't have to do this. You can still have it all, Luke. Just please, don't you love me?
It is not only her sobs that I hear, but his, hers, theirs. I'll never know now, will I? What kind of life I would have lived with them if I will never be a father better than my own. But I suppose I have my answer now. I killed them after all. It's their blood that stains my hand on this room.
Oh, you would have been so cute.
But by my own doing, I've ended all of it, even before anything has begun. Now their blood drips from every wall, pulling on every inch of the floor, leaving sorry mess at them of my pants with every step I take into the room. Like the cold, suffocating embrace of my sins, the dread from the side creeps up my limbs, slow and unhurried, twisting and turning. Up and up it goes until nothing but a sharp, guttural cry escapes from my mouth and a realization. It hits me like a gut punch, sending my knees buckling and the rest of me sprawling. Behind me, Daisy shouts, a very cry, running into the room and placing a comforting hand on my shoulders. Following after her are Lily and Steele, lingering by the doorway to that room. Hannah's little nursery, or at least it's supposed to be one, until things in this place have gone haywire. I cannot even bring myself to look at it.
Are you all right? You vampot. Don't just run off like that. We don't know what's going on in this house.
But the sharp timbre always presents in a tone built in comparison to every voice ringing in my ears, along with Hannah's and the distinct cry of baby somewhere. How many people have died here, I wonder? How many of them are still trapped in here? Because it isn't just a creature's murmurs and pleas that I hear. It isn't just my wife's or the life she carried in here, but hundreds, thousands of them. Not that it matters now, when I know I've also doomed Hannah and my own children to this nightmare. Somehow, out of everything, it's the thought of them trapped in here that sets me on the edge, sends my stomach churning and bile rising up my throat. Then, slowly I laughed out. I also laughed back then, didn't I? The moment my eyes had seen that was the bee of that room. Days later, stroking and asked if I'm happy. That bastard. I suppose I have a clear answer now. There's no happiness in this. Despite the chuckles and the giggles spilling forward, there's only a hollow void.
Don't deserve them, Daisy! Any of them!
And there's only one way to fix this. I have to be careful what choice I make this one. I can't remember what I made the last time, because one of these choices is going to end up him leaving, burning the place, and just let them in the place and burn with it. And the other one is them being safe. I'm just going to tell them to leave. Go, leave. One way to correct a mistake. I hope I made the right choice. Is it even one? Isn't this what I want for myself? To have everything? Money, power, hell, even women. Don't I have that freedom now and so much more? I married her for this. This has always been a plan had things not been derailed. Get rid of the dad, marry this starry-eyed Harris, acquire the company and make her disappear. Make it appear like a terrible accident. Clean, efficient. Yet somehow it feels wrong to use that word. I loved her, didn't I? This is sin, more like. Perhaps one that deserves an equal punishment of death. A life for life, sort of deal. Payment for the countless other lives I've also ruined and ended to get where I am. There used to be satisfaction in this. I'm getting what I want. Now I only feel remorse.
This is going to get me, no matter what I do, isn't it?
Luke, we can't stay here. We have to find a way out. We have to...
Go.
What? What are you talking about?
You heard me, Daisy. Go. Leave. Have you also gone deaf now?
Sir, is this about what we said? Forget about that. We're not leaving anyone here. Ash wouldn't want that.
As if I give a damn shite about him. He still pisses me off. If anything, he should be the one thanking me. I'm saving his friends. I suppose I should make note of that. Something to keep in mind in case we're ever going to meet in the afterlife. Provided we end up in the same place. The crap I've done. I'll likely end up in the 7th level of hell. Funny how easy it is to think of these things with your dad looming over you. Maybe it's simply because I'm getting old. Well, not that old, but it certainly feels like it. I've done a lot of shitty stuff in my lifetime. So maybe this one time, I might as well do some good. Pushing myself off the floor is a struggle on its own. More from the metaphorical weight on my shoulders and the pain in my limbs or this headache. There's no backing out now, I suppose. Even if Daisy still doesn't quite understand what I mean, there she sits looking up at me with nothing but worry. I wonder if in a different lifetime we would have become friends. Had I been born to a more decent family? Or Damien White took me away from the slums before I even learned how to use a knife.
Daisy, do fetch me one final drink, would you? There's a stash in that dresser beside you.
She quietly hands me one of, as I've requested, but only after a look of protest flickers across her face. I look at anywhere but her. Fixing in a colourful glass bottle she has just handed over to me, where I pop open the cork and take a swig. Or rather, a huge cup of the stuff. There's some delight when I feel delightful burn the back of my throat and realize that it isn't exactly wine I have in my hand. Whiskey. How quaint, how fitting. This explains what the rest of the alcohol is.
This isn't the time for some booze, Luke. We're still stuck in this bloody nightmare. A little sense of self-preservation from you would be really nice.
Such a nag. Though I don't think Hannah would much appreciate me drinking in our room either. Or at all if she has anything to say about it. But please say something sketching up if you like. You might as well shoot yourself in the liver, Lucille. Really now. Well, she can just tell me about it once we see each other again.
You, steal, isn't it? Make sure your friends make it out of this place in one piece. It shouldn't be too hard for you, right?
Wait, what about you?
For all the weaknesses he displays, at least this man knows the right question to ask. And that is exactly when it dawns on Daisy, her concern quickly melting into an expression of utter horror. Any other day I would have laughed loudly at that. To think she cares. I'm almost touched.
What are you... Don't be ridiculous, you ball bag!
You're kidding, right? Look, Wright. Mr. Wright. There must be some other way.
This isn't going to solve anything, you numpty! You're just giving her what she...
Daisy, Rebecca, do me a favor and watch over Kylie for me. The Rugrat shouldn't be allowed more than one glass of parfait a day. Her father spoils her too much.
Why don't you do that yourself? I'm not her godparent, you are!
I have the slip of the giggles that threaten to spill uncontrollably. I'm not yet drunk, but I might as well be. Losing my mind, maybe.
I'm afraid I won't be able to. You're going to have to apologize to her for me as well. You see, Daisy, where I'm going, there's no coming back from.
I smile. Then I'm dousing the whole room with the remaining liquor. Before word escapes their mouths. They can only watch. I can tell they don't approve of this, but what can they do? It's my house. I can do whatever I want with it. And it doesn't take too long for Steele to catch on. He's seen this ugly side of me more than anyone here. There's still reluctance in him, of course. The man remains soft even for people who have openly hated him. A hesitation in him, even as he's pulling the two women away from the room, quickly ushering them through the doors that should lead them to the hallway.
But, Luke, we can't...
Go on, Daisy. There's nothing left for you here.
A long moment of silence, of conflict and pain flashing fleetingly across her face. Never did get along much, Daisy and I. Though right now I like to think that she has come to care for a rotten bloke like me the way she might do for another friend. Unable to meet my eyes, perhaps out of some uncalled for guilt. She simply reaches out for both of my arms, gives it a light squeeze, and then, in a voice so low and whispered,
This is what you want.
not a question, merely a statement, a fact, one that deserves an equal honesty. Funny, never been the honest sort.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We're sorry.
The look on Daisy's face before Steele closed the door behind them. Odd. There's not a word for it. It's the same one my own mom has given me. Along with the same words, a gift I considered them back then. I never understood the use of it. It's not like she didn't take care of me like a mother should. Eleanor Chandler did more than that. But seeing such a strikingly similar expression on Daisy, I understand it now. It was not for her misgivings as a mother. It's for all that what ifs, could haves, and should haves. Things that will never be because it's far too late.
I'm sorry, too.
Under the room's low light, the amber liquid gleamed tauntingly where it had landed. On the floor, on the bed, on the walls, and every dresser it splatters has reached. It's brighter, of course, when set alight, but I don't wait for it to spread. If I am to die here, this place also has to go. Burn to the ground with every sin and horror it hides. I suppose this is the closest I can get to an atonement. Without a single glance back, I take the rest of my liquor stashed from the dresser with me and heading instead for the door to Hannah's nursery. It opens to the study before, but with how fucked up this place is, I'm not entirely sure what I'll find next. One thing's certain.
Somebody. Anyone. Help me. Help us. Luke, please. Our children.
Somewhere in this house, she waits. I allow her voice lead me, following her cries and pleas, as I go and douse each room I pass with alcohol set it ablaze. Not a comforting thing to hear, but certainly embedded sound and agonized wail. Amidst the gore and the horror, is the closest thing I can cling to the stray thoughts that has somehow chosen to surface. Short bursts of memories I've always been fond of, one I can't admit either out of fear or embarrassment.
How about Botany Bay, Luke? In Kent. It's gorgeous there.
I don't know, but don't you think it's a little too far from here? Remember, I still have a company to manage.
Well, it won't always be that way, yes? And maybe we can also get a dog.
I suppose.
So, someday?
Someday, Buttercup. Someday.
In truth, a half-hearted response, spoke out of ignorance or some sort of complacency over the kind of life I assumed we'll have. Or I'll have. She's never meant to live past the second year of marriage. He has no idea how tempting those paltry dreams of hers now, with a house by the beach, a dog, our children, her, and the vast expanse of the sea before us. She was right. It would have been so beautiful. But as the whole of this place smolders, so do those. When I run out of liquor, I simply drop to the bottle and take one from many nooks I've stashed one. There's no lack of it in here. The hard stuff, the shorts, the watered down kind, gifts from a distant relative, friends, so-called friends, you name it. I've made sure there's always one within reach. Hannah has got me out on this numerous times before. Telling me I have a problem. I've always told her she doesn't know the half of it, before completely dismissing her concerns.
Worrywart, that woman.
Right now, however, I'll give everything to hear her say that again, if only for the last time. With each room I pass and burn, the place becomes easy to navigate, as if it's slowly righting itself, returning to what it's supposed to be. Soon I finally find myself standing before the door to the attic. From the bedroom nearby, the strong odour of burning wood, cloth and varnish alike wafting on the door, slowly filling the hall with a thick black smoke. Hopefully, Steele is able to get his friends out of here before it's too late. The blaze has already started in earnest in every part of the house. I can already feel the heat seeping from the rooms as set aflame. In a matter of minutes, flames still engulf the whole house. But there's one more place left. Upstairs, where her cries echo from. My feet fall hard and heavy against the old steps. A steep, rickety thing that should have been fixed during renovation. I suppose it's only fitting this is where I make this notch. Trapped in the highest point of this place, as the rest of the world burns the ground with me. Final fall. To death. To her. For some reason, nothing's about to scares me. No matter how much I've dreaded this kind of end in the past. There's only calm, a stillness. Same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. Even as I open the door, and I'm greeted not by Hannah's warm embrace, but a cold, chilling smile. What reality of this? The terror? Doesn't take hold and sink, though my knees hit the floor and I hear a whisper in my ear. In a voice so familiar yet different, reverberating inside my head, in soft murmurs and sighs, while arms come from behind and rest across my chest.
You came home to us.
I guess hoping to see Hannah here is already asking for too much. Perhaps something I don't deserve even in death. Yet tears flow freely from my eyes, despite the disappointment. Nothing but lightness and air and the feeling of finally being released from shackle that has scraped me raw. Because the end of this road is her. And I think, this is it. This is how I die. A gradual descent to the abyss as everything around us goes up in flames behind me, The window blows out from the heat, but above the piercing sound of scattering glass is the rustling of trees against a light breeze. A passing draught that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver, strong enough to fan the flames further. In the distance I can hear the soft chirping of birds. The rest of the world stirs, wakes. Ever so slowly, darkness gives way to the warm morning hues. The soft rays of the morning sun, all together splitting the window, stirring a distant memory of a laughter and a tender voice I long to hear one last time.
Thank you.
I did not do it for you.
Dawn at last. And she is free. Oh, that was the end. It's really sad. We've unlocked a memory fragment. And another one. The final two. Like the flames engulfed the mansion at night, whispers quickly spread across Luxbourne City after the incident. Officers who investigated it have deemed the tragedy of Ermengarde Mansion accident, an unfortunate outcome of a long-rumored domestic dispute between Luke and Hannah Wright, killing innocent lives. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old and those who know the truth, it is but a testament to the curse and the secret that Ermengarde Mansion has hidden for centuries. And there will come a time those will finally be revealed. Only the ashes of the now ruined mansion know. However, one night when the wind howls and the thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices where it once stood, of cries and wails that fill the night, and desperate calls of help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who remain, Zachary Steele decides to give the movie industry another try a year later. This time he brings a film that tells of a harrowing experience on the shadow of the Ermengarde Mansion's curse. With help from Rebecca Gales and Isabel Santos on production, he is able to bring it to life 2 years later. But unlike his first foray into the indie scene, this one turns out to be a blockbuster hit, getting him accolades from several award-giving bodies. Although the film has brought him considerable success and opportunities, Zachary claims it will be the last film he will be making that he merely wishes to tell the tale, a decision he has yet to change his mind on, much to his fans' disappointment. After the glamour from the movie has died down, he quite returns to his freelance photography business, living a simple life in the same old apartment away from the spotlight. All the same, he dedicates the film's success in honor of an unnamed friend. Determined to disclose the truth, Rebecca Gales writes a book detailed Luxbourne City true histories. With help from Professor Andrew Clark, she pieces together every omitted information from current accounts. Charlotte Ermengarde's role in the city foundation, the truth behind the ferrywoman who built it. This in spite of the professor's stern warning against bringing those to light. Charlotte Ermengarde has always been revered by the people of Luxbourne after all. And sure enough, upon publication, it creates a huge stir. Although considered a masterpiece by some, even becoming a bestseller, it also met with harsh criticism from Luxbourne's academic circle. Others believe in an attack to the city's way of life, outright condemning it. It doesn't take long for it to reach controversial stages, and mere months after its release, the book becomes the subject of litigation. As a result, it has since been withdrawn from the shelves by the publisher. To date, Rebecca continues to afford to bring it back to the market, knowing its worth, a war that she seems to be winning in time. Doing it not for herself but for the memory of her dear friend, whom the book has been dedicated to. Months after the incident, Isabella Santos has finally found the courage to pursue what she truly wants. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years. With their blessing, she quits her job at Briar Reality Corporation and takes a scholarship offered by the local university. Slowly she gains recognition, both in the local and international art scene, for a vivid depiction of death and suffering. Although continuously lauded for her talent, no one knows why she has chosen such a dark subject. She has kept mum about it throughout the years. Perhaps the closest answer the curious will get when she is asked, it is slight shifts of her eyes and a wistful look that crosses over her face. A quiet glance towards a painting of a young man in her studio. Her best known work, and strangely, the only one from her collection with an altered expression of life and of love realized far too late. From the ashes. Although now busy with their new lives after the curse, Isabella Santos, Rebecca Gales, and Zachary Steele remain close friends. A bond that has only grown tighter throughout the years, but even after she so long ashen-faced loss is still a grief all of them carry. And on the same day as what became known as Ermengarde Mansion tragedy to the public, they always make it to a point to meet where he lies. Once a year, when they exchange stories and talk like the way they all used to. A shadow of what they were before the tragedy. Their way of coping with a sorrow that still looms over them. Though they never speak of it, will never each of them know that this death is a wound that may never heal. They can only carry on. And that's it. That's the end. What are your thoughts of it? My mind is really blown from all the talking and it makes my head a bit fuzzy. But I enjoyed the story. It was really, really long, so longer than I expected. But I enjoyed the read. I enjoyed playing it again and again, getting different kind of scenarios. There's so much dialogue. I haven't even read all of it. I'm only 85% in dialogue frame, but I'm not going to continue playing. This is it for me. If you're interested, I'm going to leave a link in the description, and then you can give it a try if you want to. Or there are probably other YouTube videos out there that will show different playthroughs, different perspectives, different dialogues, different endings, you name it. But I am done, I'm so tired. Tired, goosebumps, liking the story, and I want to apologize for those who have waited long until I finally posted this ending. I've been so busy with everything. Life just goes on, you know? Yeah. I am pleased. I hope you are too. I hope you're doing well. Let me know. I'm just going to leave the ending. You can wait with me if you want, but I just want to make sure Kylie is safe. She normally is. She should be fine now. Because I've played the ending before a couple months ago and I forgot to record it. My sleepy brain forgot to press record. It's just not a good thing. The Lord, no one's to tell. Letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my And Kylie is safe. That was what was needed. So I've played, as I mentioned, a lot of it. So let's see. These are all the images that you can unlock in Isabella's story. Ah, cringe. That's where she got hit by a car. That's where she gets killed by her. Then we got Hannah. Look, this is where I meant that she started to yell at him. Instead of defending him, she yells at him. And if you choose to run away, she will go out and dancing with Steele. Zachary. Zach. How could I forget his name? These are all her images. And we got all of Zachary's images. So yeah. This is where they found the body from Hannah. No, Isabella, I mean, sorry. They found Isabella's body and he smacks him on the face. This is where he enters the home and he finds her dead body and he gets arrested in prison. And these are his endings, really. So when Hannah is possessed, Hannah will show up. When Hannah's not possessed but just died, then it's going to be her. I was also able to unlock every single image from Marianne. These are all of her images. Gruesome, really. And I'm not able to unlock this one. I don't know which one this is. These are all the images that we have from, yeah, gruesome death. Not liking it. This is how she dies again. So if Hannah is being possessed, and it's going to be Hannah on the rooftop. If it's not, then it's going to be her. It doesn't matter if Hannah lives or if Hannah dies. It's going to be her. And only if Hannah is possessed, then it's going to be this version. And only 93% of the images for our dear Zachary. So we see Zach die. The images, you can either, depending on who Zach is friends with, it's going to die either in Isabella's hands, Hannah's, or Zachary's, depending on which relation status is best evolved. When no one is alive of his friends, he's going to be captured and tortured. He's not going to die yet, though. He escapes. But yeah. We got some more cruel images here. I think these two are going to be the images where our dear Isabella died when she fell on the rooftop. I have not replayed that. And I don't think I'm going... Oh, yeah, she fell. I think when I played it, probably something to do with Isabella being alive or dead. I don't know. Whoa, that was a bit too gruesome. Sorry for that. But yeah, gruesome deaths. Then we have... Sorry, I keep up, I'm nervous. The images I collected so far from my dear Luke. This is the ending he got. Hannah's giving him one cook smack. This is what I meant. He was going to betray them. You know, lock them up. Instead of going to the attic, sacrificing himself, he would just have locked them up if I made the wrong decision in the end. And have them burn instead. I have not unlocked these two, have I? I'm not sure I'm going to. I'm just really tired. It's just so long to finish, really. This is when Hannah's being possessed. It's really nicely drawn, though. I do like the image. I do like the drawings. I did like the story. I don't like it. Mine is really foggy. I don't know how the people do it at like speaking in videos, but thumbs up to you guys. Really, I'm exhausted. I feel like my breath is being taken away from me. It's really more exhausting than you think to just talk all the time. But yeah, thumbs up to you guys who do this for daily living. Wow, Really, I only look up to you. I can only admire you for doing to accomplish it. But this is it. This is the end of the letter. Let me know what your thoughts of it are. Happy to know more about it. I'm nervous again because I don't know really well how to put a closure to it all. But I genuinely hope you enjoyed it so far. And I want to thank you if you're still with me until the end. And if you have any suggestions of what to play next, let me know and have a look into it. See you next time. Bye.